of you have joined. Can you please confirm if my screen is visible? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So did you guys try creating a machine and storage account? Anyone who successfully created virtual machine? I mean, at least to the page where he or she was able to validate.
Yes, sir.
Did you get any error when it comes to virtual machine?
No error for virtual machine,
What about
but
storage
for
account?
storage, yeah, it says that the name is already taken.
Okay,
Yes, yes. I'm also facing so much.
good. So now I'll tell you guys why is it happening. Now look at this. This is the storage account I have created, right? Now even if I create a file, I have not assigned any public IP to this. Understand, assigning something to virtual machine is different, then making it public, it's a different thing. I have not assigned anything here, okay, to this storage account. I have not assigned anything. Now if I create a file or something in this, let me create a file. Or rather I'll just upload a file here.
Sorry, you can upload anything else in the storage.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay, now I uploaded this file here. And the access policy which we have decided at the time of creation, we decided that as public. If you remember the storage access policy, that was created as public, though unfortunately I created this as a private, this one, so you guys will not be able to access this. Otherwise, if I just share this link with you, just by sharing the link, now you guys will be able to access this file easily. I'm not assigning any I'm not assigning any sort of public IP or nothing. This is the reason why we required a unique name, because it is already in public. It itself is in public. I won't be able to share it now, this one, but let's see if you are able to access it. Because a folder, I made it private. My storage account was made publicly accessible. Let me see if I can create another one. Okay, so I have blocked it as we are going to see all these options, don't worry. So what I was trying to explain here is you can simply create a file and you can share a link with anyone and that person will be able to access this. Simple. It is that easy. You create a file here and that's all, you're done. Anyone who has that link, they will be able to use your file. Like I am sharing this link, right? I've just shared the link with you of the OneNote. That is the reason the name has to be unique. That is the reason no one can overlap the name. But in terms of machine, when it comes to machine, that is not how you guys are dealing with, right? You are not accessing it globally. Maybe only few people are using it. And when it comes to global access, वहां पर भी same logic apply हो जाता है. If you have to access the machine globally from the internet, from anywhere, what do you need? Is there is a
We need an IP.
which IP? What kind of IP?
Public IP.
Public IP. So can you repeat a public IP or it has to be unique?
It has to be unique.
It has to be unique, right? In similar manner, this name has to be unique because this is being used publicly, right? That is the reason that this name has to be unique. We are going to create one more accounts and we're going to see everything. Don't worry. If this is not working as of now, it's okay. So let's go ahead and check some theory part. What is an Azure storage? An Azure storage account contains all of your Azure storage data objects, which could be blob, files. Blob is, again, it is as good as a folder. Okay, blobs, files, queues, table, and disk. These all are data types. Blob is a type, file is a type, queue is a type, table is a type, disk we have seen, that is a type. We are going to see all of these, right? So blob is considered this as a folder. File could be anything, like I uploaded a PDF file, a Word file, an image, a picture, and anything. Disk, we know the hard disk, which we have been discussing, which we have been seeing. Queues, we can use this for messaging services. So we are not getting into this. This is especially for Exchange, Microsoft Exchange. Like your Outlook, where you are continuously getting and sending emails. So saving those emails and creating a queue, that can be done using this type of storage account. Under storage account, we have this type of category called queue. And then table is nothing but the structured data, where I just want data from someone, that fill your age, fill your nationality, fill your name, height, color, etc. So I need a table, structured data. That time I can use table. And blob is a folder. File is anything and everything. Whichever cannot be structured comes under file. Picture, video, MP3, MP4, fine, everything is in file. Especially Outlook data, Exchange data, it is in queue. If you want a structured data, it is in table. And disk, we know what is a disk is. It could be a data disk or operating system disk. Is it clear till here, guys? What is
Yes.
an Azure storage account? So while answering, please make sure you use these objects. Right? Okay, the storage account provides a unique namespace for Azure storage data that is accessible from anywhere in the world over the HTTP and HTTPS, which means you can access this via browser. There are some tools also, we are going to see that, but you can use it via browser using HTTP and HTTPS. Data in your Azure storage account is durable and highly available, secure, and it is scalable. What does it mean? What all these words mean? Azure storage, data in your Azure storage account is durable. What do you mean by this? Yes, guys. What do you understand by durability or durable? What do you understand by that?
Long lasting.
Yes, you can say it won't get corrupted. They have replications, etc. Okay, highly available. Now we know what is highly available. What does it mean? We have seen high availability in machines.
It's available 24/7.
Yes, it is available maximum time. Even if one region is down, you will get service from some other region. You won't know that from where are you getting it, you as in your customer, but you will get services. If you're using our services, Azure storage service, your data will be applicable. Now imagine 3-tier application, and just imagine this is your database we are talking about. Your application server has high availability, your backend server has a high availability, but if your data is not highly available, then your application is not highly available. So it is highly available. Secure, yes, it has many security types. We are going to see that. And massively scalable. What is scalable?
Have an option to store unlimited of data.
Not really. That is not scalability. What is scalable? It is partially correct, but not completely.
We have an option to scale the storage account. Like
What do you mean by
we can
scale?
Increase or decrease.
increase.
We can
Increase or
change,
decrease.
we can
Let's say that I
decrease the
created
size of
a
the
storage account on-prem. If I have decided that, okay, I am creating an application and for this I'm going to need a hard disk of 250 GB, I go ahead and purchase a hard disk of 250 GB. But suddenly my video goes viral, people are coming to buy my product or they are using my services. Somehow my data is getting full and 250 GB hard disk is not good enough for me. I'll have to go ahead and purchase another one. I'm individual, okay, I can do that. If it is a company, I'll have to go put a request. My admin team will go to vendors, take 3 quotation. It's a long process. This is one scenario. Another scenario, I anticipated that my app is gonna work very well. I'm gonna require 5 TB of hard disk considering my forecast, everything. But something happened. Either my services are not good or maybe COVID happened. And suddenly my business is not running. Somehow I'm surviving. Out of 5 TB, I'm using only 500 GB. 4.5 TB is being wasted. Can I go ahead from one disk and just cut 4.5 TB and return it to someone? No, I can't. Right? So in on-prem, I did not have these options, but on cloud, like in machine, I have that I can run it only for half an hour and close it, or I can run it for 4 GB RAM and then increase it. Similar option I have in machine, in storage also, that initially I can create a storage account maybe for 10 GB. Later on, I need it, make it 20 GB. 30 GB, 40 GB, I mean, whatever you want, or let's just start with 5 TB. And if you think it's not working, decrease it. That is possible. Not obviously not all accounts, not everything. For example, when it comes to disk, that cannot be decreased. But overall, it is scalable. Is it clear, guys?
Understood.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what are the types do we have? Now, look at this table. Just mug up this table. Remember it. However you want to do it, do it. Right? What are the types? We have general purpose version 2. What are the supported services do we have of storage account? This is storage account type V2. Under that, we have blob, we have file, we have queue, we have table, we have disk, and we have data lake. Under general purpose version 1, which we are not using nowadays, you will see V2 everywhere, but it is supporting all of the services except for data lake. These are the supported services I'm talking about, not the redundancy. Okay. Then blob storage. This is a type of storage account. What options it is supporting, it is given there in the table. Even if you don't understand, at least keep this table in front of you. But we are going to learn all of this, so maybe you will understand it by end of the segment, right? And then comes to redundancy option. What is redundancy, guys, by the way? What do you understand by redundancy?
No duplication of the data.
No.
Single point of failure.
Is redundancy a single point of failure?
No.
I mean, you are on the correct track. Again, redundancy option is in high availability option, that I do not want any single point of failure. I want some sort of backup. I want some sort of option which should be available, that if this is gone, this region is gone, this is available. If this data center is gone, like we have availability set, we have availability zone, right? Yes, guys, do you recall? Do you remember? Availability zone, availability set. What else do we have?
Yes.
Virtual machine scale set. What else? He says, for virtual machine, what kind of high availability options do I have? Can someone quickly tell me?
Availability zone, availability set, VMSS.
Okay, availability is set. It is saving me from what kind of disasters? Or till what level of redundancy I'm getting from availability set?
Data center failures.
Will it
No,
save me
Power
if data
supply.
center is failed?
If there's power
Power
outage,
supply internet, a service provider.
internet outage.
Rack failure, you can say, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Rack or that availability set failure. If the complete data center is gone, then my availability set is not useful for me. Then which service should I use if I want a data center level availability, high availability? Then
Availability zone.
so right. So I hope you remember the concept, right? In same manner, in
Yes.
same line, we have this LRS, GRS, RA-GRS, ZRS, GZRS, and RA-GZRS. I know it's confusing. looks a lot, but let's try to understand. Instead of remembering it, mugging it up, let's try to understand it, and it will be easier for you. And they do ask sometimes when it comes to storage, they will definitely ask the durability options. They won't ask all of these. They would expect you to at least take 3 or 4 of them, right? So let's try to understand them. Now, when I create a storage account, I created a storage account, right? You guys saw I created one storage account. Did I have an option not to select any redundancy? Like virtual machine, it's not necessary for me to take availability set or availability zone. With virtual machine, can I go ahead and create a virtual machine without no redundancy, or with no redundancy?
Yes, you can create with no redundancy.
Yeah. In storage account, did you see that I had an option to select no redundancy?
Yeah, it was there.
No,
No,
we don't have an option.
It was
we
No,
have
it wasn't.
LRS, ZRS.
It wasn't. Whoever answered, it
In
was there.
storage, right?
Yes. Look at this. I do not have any option to select no redundancy. So minimum is I have to take LRS. I want it, I don't want it, whatever it is, I have to take LRS. Locally redundant storage. Got it? There is no option like virtual machine. We'll have to take it. So our LRS is locally redundant storage. What is our GRS? Geo redundant storage. ZRS, zone redundant storage. I'm sure you guys will understand by now. If your understanding is clear by now, you will understand it just by reading the name. Still, I will be explaining it to you. Okay, so LRS, ZRS, GRS. What is LRS? LRS, if I take LRS for my storage account, the one which I have taken currently, it is locally redundant storage. What does it do? If I make a copy of anything, it will create 3 copies of that. Where is it saving, by the way?
Locally
Data center.
What do you mean by locally? Yes,
on the
same
same
data
rack.
center. Same data center. It is saving it in
Okay.
the same data center. Okay, so it is protecting you against disk failure, or maybe a rack failure also, right? Because we said same data center. It could be different rack. Normally, it will not be on one rack. That is very lame for them to do that, right? So they will never do that. But you don't know. Actually, you don't have any transparency over it. You don't see it. Where is it? But they are promising this much of uptime, so that's fine. So when I have LRS, locally redundant storage, so the moment I create a storage account, actually 3 are getting created. One storage account here, one storage account here, and one storage account here. I'm going to see only one. It's not for me to see. It's Azure who's handling everything. I just select LRS. If I upload or save some data, very first data, it will automatically have 3 copies. Let's say this is a data center. So this is what I have. Now, if something goes wrong, let's say I was accessing my storage account from here, and this is a part of one availability set or rack. And if something goes wrong, maybe power failure or something, it's not right here, power failure, internet gone, anything. This rack is down, this storage account is down. Still, I am getting services. How am I getting services? Because I have 2 more storage accounts. Where are they? In different racks, maybe. Right? And even let's say disk is failed, literally the disk where my data is saved. My rack is okay, my network is fine, everything is fine. That particular hardware, that disk is failed. Still, I'm getting services. Why am I getting services? Because how many copies it is creating?
3.
3 replicas it is creating. 3 replication it is creating. Okay, and how the data is being replicated, you don't have to worry about it. Azure is doing. In this case, Azure is doing it. You are not doing it, guys. Azure is doing it. You don't even have any transparency here. But Azure is promising you and letting you know that this is the option you have available. So if disk is failed, we'll still survive. Even if the rack is failed, you will still survive. But what if the data center fails? Will I have access to my data?
No.
No.
Without the
No.
data, can I call my application is up and running?
No.
No.
Got it? So this is your LRS. Locally redundant storage. Then we have ZRS. Again, it is creating 3 copies. However, where is it creating 3 copies? In different zones. In zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. So do you think ZRS is available in every region?
No.
Where will it
No.
be
It's
available?
not in every region. Like for example, if we take an example of Pune, we have three zones. So like the geographic of Azure, where it state that we have zone, we have to take that only.
Yes, simple. Where we have availability zone, there we will have zone redundant storage, because there we have 3 different zones. Got it, guys? Is it clear?
Yes. Yes, Wilbur.
And understand one thing, that whatever it's covered in LRS, it is automatically covered in ZRS. So these services plus something you get in next level of service. So in ZRS, rack failure वगैरह अपने आप ही मिलेगा. So if a rack fails in any server, you have another server somewhere else, server or storage account, whatever you call it. Okay, you have another storage account somewhere. So rack failure आपको मिल रहा है वैसे ही. What you are not getting in LRS is data center failure, that you are getting here. Got it? The synchronized and asynchronized writes, we'll see that later. But as of now, is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Difference between LRS and ZRS? Okay, now the next one is GRS. Now, what is GRS? GRS, it creates the 6 replicas in 2 regions, 3 in per region. So it is protecting you against everything. So if something goes wrong with disk, it is protecting you. If something goes wrong with your zone, it is protecting you. Why? Let's say if the complaint is down, still you have it here, right? But what is it giving you extra? That, for example, here, if the rack is down, you're still getting services. But if whole data center is down, then you're not getting services. Here, if whole data center is getting down, still you're getting services. But what if whole Pune region is down? Let's say this is Pune region and whole Pune region is down. Then are you getting your services?
No.
No. But in this one, you are getting your services. Why? Because your data is being replicated in your secondary region. And that region, it's typically 300 miles away from one region. So if a flood is there or a war situation is there or anything is there, both the regions should not get affected with each other. So if you select the GRS, then your data will be saved in 2 different regions and you will have redundancy even if a region is down. Is it clear, guys? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe, getting
Yes, sir.
confused. What about others?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Any questions till now? Okay. In same manner, if you go ahead, what happens here, guys? Till the time, look at this. Now this is LRS. Okay, I am saying that there are 3 copies. I know there are 3 copies. Azure has promised me. But do I have access to all those 3 copies? My one
No.
is running. Do I have access that I'll go ahead and bring up the second one? No, it happens automatically. ZRS, same thing. If something goes wrong, I'll start getting services from other one. GRS, same thing. If something goes wrong to my region, I will have to make the other region up or something like that, but I won't have access to the secondary data unless I want that specifically. And if I want that, then I will have to take RA-GRS. All features and everything is same. But this has read access geo redundant services. So what happens here, if my first region is down, till the time my secondary region it's becoming my primary region, which can give services, I can go ahead and access the data manually, which is not possible in GRS. In LRS, if something goes wrong, immediately my second service is up and I'm able to access. I don't even know anything about it. Similarly, if zone 1 goes down, I'm still getting my services from zone 2 and zone 3. But if a whole region is down, then I'm done. I don't get any service. In GRS, if a region goes down, I'm still getting services from my secondary region. But there will be some time gap, right? There will be some time gap, 1 hour or 2 hour. But the bringing up the region may take a few days. So meanwhile, it's better that 1 or 2 hours. मेरा प्राइमरी रीजन डाउन हो गया, रीजन अप आने में 1-2 दिन लग सकते हैं, बट आई डू हैव माय सेकेंडरी रीजन, 2-3 घंटे में वो अप एंड रनिंग हो जाएगा, which will work as a primary region. But in those 2 or 3 hours, if I want to check some data, I cannot. In GRS, I cannot. I simply have to wait for 2 to 3 hours. So my secondary becomes primary, and again my application starts working. If I did not have GRS, I'll have to wait for 2-3 days. But I do have GRS. I can wait for 2-3 hours, and my secondary will become primary, and it will start running, and then I can check whatever I want. But I have very crucial data where I cannot even afford 2 hours. So I'll go ahead with RA-GRS, where if my primary is down, while secondary is becoming primary, I can still go ahead and check some data. I want to download some file, do something, I can do that. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
It's clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, guys. What about others? Are you getting
Uh,
confused? Any questions? Yes, Joseph.
Little confused.
Just like the last point was a bit confusing.
Okay. In GRS, I have 6 copies, right? 6 copies of data. If something goes wrong to my data, let's say this region is down. Let's say this is Pune region. I'm just giving examples. Don't quote me that whether it has zone. Oh, okay. It's not even using zone. So we can take any region. Let's say it's Pune and it is Mumbai. Okay. So if something goes wrong to Pune region, okay, if something goes wrong to Pune region, it will take 2 hours for me to take this secondary region, to make this secondary region as my primary region. और मेरा जो यहाँ पर सर्वर वगैरह है, I have server, इन सबको यहाँ पे point वगैरह करने में, and to bring my application up and running, it will take 2 hours. Though I have redundancy service, still it is going to take 2 hours. Is it clear till here, till this point? It's not
Yes.
going to happen immediately. Here it is happening immediately, you don't even come to know. Here it happens immediately, you don't even come to know. This is not going to happen immediately because this is the region we are talking about. Pune pura ka pura down hai. Azure is quoting it will take 3 days to repair. But luckily I have a secondary one. But to repoint everything to the secondary one, it is going to take 2 hours. In those 2 hours, whatever data I have here, I have the same copy, right? Whatever I have here also, because it is synchronizing continuously. So in these 2 hours, when this is being redirected here, if I have some urgent file which I want to access in this data, I cannot. I will have to sit back for those 2 hours. When it becomes primary, then only I can go ahead and access that data. Is it clear till here, guys?
Yes.
This is your GRS, Geo Redundant Storage. The next option is RA-GRS, where it is read access. So example, same scenario, Pune, Mumbai, server is down, everything. I'm redirecting my server to new one. Let's say this is my server. It was working on this went down. I'm redirecting them here. Now it's gonna take 3 hours. But in these 3 hours, if I want to access some data saved on this storage, it is possible. Manually, I can access. Before it even before it becomes a primary server, a primary data storage, I can access this and see some file. I cannot make any changes, nothing, but at least I can see something. I can download something. This is the difference between GRS and RA-GRS. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What about others,
Yeah.
guys? Is it clear?
Yes.
तो
Yes,
GRS में ये 2-3 घंटा नहीं लेगा ना? मतलब
No, it will take.
सर्विसेज
Same time. The only difference in GRS, these 2-3 hours, you cannot even check the data. Just sit back, nothing. RA-GRS, you can see the data. You can just see the data. Maybe you can log in from some other laptop, or I can share the link with you, and you can see the data. That's all. It is giving you read access, nothing else. Whatever you're getting in GRS, apart from that, just the read access to your data. Just imagine you have 200 pictures here, okay? And this went down. It is a police case, an emergency case. Police has called a witness. They are asking them to verify someone. Okay, they are showing 200 pictures. Suddenly this went down. And now they are redirecting services here. These 2 hours, they have to just sit back and relax. They can't even see the picture. It will be redirected here, and these 200 pictures are saved here also because it is being replicated. After 2 hours, they can start from where they stopped. They can start watching those 200 pictures. Got it? Same case happens here, but in these 2 hours, fine, we'll mark those pictures, everything later after 2 hours. But at least in these 2 hours, I can, from some other computer, I can watch those pictures. I cannot put any comment. I cannot put anything on those pictures. I cannot do anything. I cannot edit, but at least I can see those pictures, those 200 pictures in these 2 hours. When the secondary is being primary, ये secondary जब तक primary में convert हो रहा है, at least those 2 hours I can watch these pictures. Got it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anyone who still did not get it? Yes, guys. Anyone who did not understand? Because this is very important, and they will ask you this in interview question.
अगर इंटरव्यू में पूछा सोहेल इतना, तो इतना डिटेल में बताना पड़ेगा क्या, जैसे आप बता रहे हो?
No, you just have to be I am explaining it in detail so you understand it well. Once you understand it well, you will be explaining it in a simple language. And they won't even wait for you to complete LRS, ZRS, GRS, RA-GRS, GZRS, RA-GZRS. No, they are not waiting. At the moment you start with LRS, ZRS, and GRS, and you give a good explanation, they will know, okay, he knows the concept, she knows the concept, let it go. They can simply ask what is difference between GRS and RA-GRS, ZRS or GRS. But you don't know which one they are gonna pick. Hence, you should know all of them. They may pick only 2. Or maybe just 1. Just explain me what is RA-GRS. They won't even ask you what is LRS, ZRS, GRS. Someone can ask you, just explain what is RA-GRS. But you should know all of them. You don't have to explain it in detail. But you should cover all these things. I mean, in RA-GRS, you should say that it gives you read access, because this is the selling point they have, Azure has. So if you miss this, then there's no difference between GRS and RA-GRS. Okay, on the same line, guys, this is GZRS. Now, what is GZRS? It is Geo Zone Redundant Storage. Now, look at this. Geo Zone में यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा था? 3 copy यहाँ पर, 3 copy यहाँ पर. But all these 3 copies, where are they? They are in same data center. In this one, they are keeping 3 copies in different data centers. Is it clear?
Yes.
Let me zoom in, so it will become smaller, but you will understand it properly. Look at this. It is nothing. Here, what am I doing? 6 copies, but 3 copies in same data center of one region, 3 copies in same data center of one region. I'm giving you more leverage, that I'll keep 3 copies in different data centers of one region. I'm giving you more durability. So this is your GZRS. Is it clear?
Yes.
And again, same thing, but here you got read access. This is the only difference. So is it clear, guys, to everyone? I am not gonna start with the pair region today. We'll do that tomorrow. Is it clear enough to everyone? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe, any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
What about others, guys? We have 2 minutes left. If you have any questions, please do ask.
What about costing? It is different for all.
Don't worry, we are going to cover that. Yes, definitely it is different. Here you are saving 5 MB file. So in total you are paying for 15 MB, 555. Here if you say 5 MB, you're paying for 5 MB, 5 MB, 5 MB, 15. But the replication charges, networking charges here almost zero. But here you're copying the data over the network. So you're paying for data plus networking. Here you are paying for 555, 555. कितने के लिए पे कर दिया आपने 1530 इसके लिए पे कर दिया, right? So I mean I'm just giving you example. Azure won't explain it to you in this manner. They will just tell you the prices, but we are going to look at the Azure calculator, don't worry. But yes, to answer your question, it is different, and the moment you increase one feature, the price will increase. We'll see that tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay guys, only 1 minute is left, so let's stop the session. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Please
Thank you.
watch and read the basics of storage, complete this networking task. I see many of you have not done the load balancer. Please go ahead and watch the video of Hub and Spoke. And if you don't understand, we'll plan a re-session for that. But I think that was a good
Thank you.
explanation. You should understand. See you guys tomorrow.